Hey, what's up YouTube? It is Flashwing. Welcome back to another awesome video here on my channel. I've got something completely new for you today, and we've also got a very interesting topic to break in this brand new video series, and it's quite a slippery comment. I don't know, just a slippery comment. I don't really know. We're starting a brand new series here on my channel, and it's called Living Better Through Motorcycles and Cars. Guess what? It's really simple. Buy a car, buy a motorcycle, bam, you have a better life, right? That's it, show's over, video's over, you've learned everything that you need to know about having an awesome life. Not so fast. So basically what this series is going to be about is going to be two things. Number one, talking about all sorts of potentially interesting things that deal with bikes, cars, automotive mechanics, all that kind of stuff, but then using it as a segue from whatever the strange topic is that I'm talking about into something that's a little bit of a bigger picture. So today we're going to be talking about lubricant. Really? God damn. How motor oil can teach us about why we do the things that we do in life. Motor oil was one of the things that I discovered that I knew nothing about. And if you happen to know anything about rotary engines in particular, which burn oil naturally, you can't just use any old motor oil and dump it in the engine and hope that things don't break. But the one thing that I didn't understand or I didn't know was why I choose one particular motor oil over the other. And to make matters worse, there's almost no information about them out there. I educated myself about motor oil so that I could understand why I did what I did. You could say that I became a master of the lubricant. Oh God, that's so bad. You could say that I got hands-on experience with lubricant. God, man, no one is gonna take me seriously. But that segues into today's topic discussion. So this is where it gets kind of fun, right? Because how the hell are we gonna learn what we do, why we do it with motor oil? Let's think about some of the typical myths about motor oil, such as you gotta change it every 3,000 miles. Another one is you gotta use a completely different weight in the summertime than you do in the wintertime. It's all bullshit. None of it's true. But first, we have to recognize that there's a lot that we do in life that we do out of ignorance. We do it without really understanding why we do it. Think about some of the things that you do in your life that maybe you don't know why you do it. I'll give you a couple examples out of my own life. How about going to college, for one? How about working up the corporate ladder, for two? But more broadly, I mean, do we understand why we buy things or why we have obsessions with consumerism or accumulation, or why everybody's obsessed with Game of Thrones, which I actually, believe it or not, haven't watched? Don't judge me, okay? The fact is that there's a few probably very simple reasons why we do certain things that we do in our lives that we're really not aware of. Most often, one of the major reasons that we take a particular action or don't take a particular action in life is because someone is trying to influence us. In fact, right now, I'm trying to influence you with a particular idea, although I'm not asking you to buy anything. But taking our money and separating us from our cash is most definitely one of the major reasons why we are convinced to do certain things. That's why we're convinced that you have to have the latest gadgets in order to be popular or be socially acceptable. That's why people feel compelled to buy a nice car or to own a nice home. More often than not, for various different reasons, we are convinced that we have to do these things because it's gonna bring some kind of satisfaction into our life. Let's take college as an example. Now, maybe there are some of you out there who have real good, cognitive, thought out reasons why you went to school, and most of them probably involve drinking. You have one group of people, such as the college or the student loan industry, that want to separate you from your money. Colleges are a business, and they don't stay in business unless they convince you that you need their product. So just ask yourself for just a moment, let's just go through this exercise together. Why, if you went to college, why did you go? Did your parents tell you to go? Did you not have any plans for the future? Were you told that it was the only thing that stands between you and a successful, high-paying career? Were you told that only successful people go to college? These are the kinds of things that come into play that promote decisions to go to college. One of the things that we see is a lot of influence from our parents. And of course, we can't blame our parents for not understanding that the world is changing around us, because their perceptions and their experiences are vastly different from our own. Go out into the workforce, you gain a particular skill, maybe you use that skill throughout your entire 40-year career, but more importantly, you start at the bottom and you work your way to the top slowly, accumulating wealth as you go along, and then retire with some modest amount of savings and live out the rest of your life that way. The problem is that whether you're talking about college education or climbing the corporate ladder or buying gadgets or any of this stuff, the lessons that we have typically been taught, just like that you got to change your oil every 3,000 miles, that you got to have a certain viscosity weight for the wintertime compared to the summertime, it's all BS. None of it is true. You can really dig down into a lot of other behavioral habits and really apply this process across the board. Why do you eat the foods that you eat? Really examining your eating habits is one way of actually getting healthy, and something that I have personally had to deal with over the past 2 years. I had to really dig deep and ask the hard questions about why do I eat the foods that I eat? And the answers were rather surprising. And once I was honest with myself about my motivations and why I do the things that I do, I was able to reevaluate whether or not what I was doing was actually working and making sense. Why do we have an obsession with accumulating things as the source for happiness? Is it possible that happiness is a state of mind and not a state of ownership? The truth when it comes to motor oil, honestly, is the only way to know which oil is best and how many miles you can actually drive on it before it needs to be changed is to have it tested in a lab. Results are going to vary, just like in life. The only person who's truly going to know what is best for you is you, but only if you understand why you do the things that you do and why you make the decisions that you make. It really forces us to be introspective. We have to look deep inside of ourselves and really ask, why am I doing this? Now, it's entirely possible that after you go through all of these different exercises and you ask yourself these really hard questions, you may very well arrive at the same conclusions. You may decide to keep doing the same things, but like I did, when you actually go do those things, when I actually went to buy motor oil, I understood why I was buying what I was buying. I may have kept the same brands, I may have kept the same weights, and I may have even kept some of the same buying habits. But at the end, I understood why I was doing what I was doing. And so that is how motor oil can teach us about why we do the things that we do. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Flashwing, and this is Better Living Through Motorcycles and Cars. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think I'm out. Hey, can I get another bottle in here? I don't think I'm gonna have enough.